Welcome back to the 2024 Cannes Remote Watch Along. I'm currently attending the festival, and with Furiosa set to premiere, currently as this video is hopefully going live, or maybe shortly after, you'll see this probably way later. But there's a slew of other Mad Max films to go check out. Obviously, I was very familiar with Mad Max Fury Road. That one was such a spectacle to behold, and I really hope that Furiosa is going to be the same. But I had to check out the original trilogy with Mel Gibson. Maybe not as in the zeitgeist anymore for obvious reasons, but George Miller has really stuck with this franchise, directing all 5 of them. And the first one really is something very different from what this ultimately becomes. I love how this Mad Max saga is just following a guy who's just a bit of a loner around. He gets thrown into some hijinks, has to solve it, and then he leaves. And that's the end of the story. And then tonally, we enter something totally different in the next film. And I hope that Furiosa is going to feel different enough from Fury Road. I'm hopeful because George Miller is a great filmmaker, but this first one sees him as basically almost like a secondary character. He only becomes really the central one later on when something tragic happens to another character that he's close with, and he becomes the titular Mad Max. He doesn't really even go that mad in this first one. He's a cop in this outback town in Australia, but there's a gang of bikers going around wreaking havoc, and he's set to I guess set them straight, or basically just I guess keep safe for a while as well. It's an interesting one. It's definitely the inspiration. For example, the ending for the film was the inspiration, for example, for Saw. If you see the ending of it, you'll get it. But then I think the second one is really what is by far the best one other than Fury Road, because it just, in its third act, goes all out crazy with the action, and there's nothing really that's comparable to it, because we don't do stunts like this anymore. I think there's also like a couple of people who got injured, and some people who I think who died on the set as well of the second one. So some pretty crazy stuff that happened on that set. It's obviously not great, but the art that came out of it, that you know, to somehow honor what was put into the film, is like not replicable. You can't make that anymore, just because it's bonkers that he gets to do something like this, and that he actually pulls it off. But it's also so incredibly entertaining, the stunts that we get to see at the end. And it's really the closest that this original trilogy feels like Fury Road, because then Beyond the Thunderdome is something entirely different. It feels like the third original Star Wars films with the Ewoks, where we get the kids here that get dragged into the conflict with Max as he needs to go back to fight Tina Turner in the Thunderdome. And that one's a bit of fun. I feel like if you have nostalgic eyes looking back on it, you'll like it more than maybe some people like me who caught it for the first time when they were adults. But hey, it's still an entertaining watch. I feel like it offers something uniquely different in all of its entries. So go give the original Mad Max trilogy a try. I can recommend it. And then Furiosa, you know, this one is one that people can actually see. By the time you see this video, it's likely already out. So let me know what you think of the original films, what do you think of Furiosa, maybe even of Fury Road. And I'll see you soon.